It is Saturday morning, and we are here with Boats. He has been a practice member now for probably about 6 months, came in last December. So Boats is from South Africa, came over to the United States.
In 2018, I came over, been at Allsted Farms ever since, and sort of spread out my feelers throughout the Morris County area.
So when I was a kid growing up, Boats, my grandfather had come off of a farm. And it was crazy because I grew up hearing stories about my grandfather on the farm. And so when you came in working at Allsteed's, which is a big farm here in Chester, New Jersey, I mean, this is I would say a multi-million-dollar farm easily. So I felt a connection with Boats when he came in as a patient just because of the farm connection. And when I was a senior in high school, my dream was to go out and work on a farm. Okay, and I went down, I don't know if you're familiar with Delaware Valley College of Science and Agriculture.
Yes, I am.
Over in Doylestown, PA.
Yes, I am.
I was there for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I started out as a dairy major, and it was a fortuitous turn of events that moved me into chiropractic, but still have roots on a farm. Okay, at one point in time, I would love to retire to Montana. Okay, that's pulling my wife far away from our kids and grandchildren, so I don't know how well that's going to happen. Dairy majors all got phone calls. You got to come out. The cows all busted out of the barn. We had to go herd them up. Yeah. And herding cows at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning was not making it happen for me.
No.
So I switched over from dairy to horticulture, to ornamental horticulture, and then eventually found my way into biology, where then I transferred up to Fairfield in Connecticut and eventually met my wife, and she ran into some health challenges that we ended up getting her to see my cousin who's a chiropractor. And from there, it was a different world. But I still have my connections to the soil, to my roots, and I love getting involved. And I understand the crazy things that go on a farm, and the crazy amount of lifting, the pushing, the pulling, the riding on the tractors, and everything that goes on that can tax and challenge a spine. Tell us a little bit about what was going on with your spine when you first came in, and how long did it take before you started to notice some results?
All right, so when I came here the first time, I had a really bad pain in my middle back. It was almost if I lifted something in the wrong way, it was almost paralyzing. And came here, I felt better after the first day, and but really I started to notice results about 2 or 3 weeks in. My back pain was almost gone already. Towards the end of a long shift, it would start to flare up again, but after about 3 weeks, I was all set. And we were talking about this the other day at work. About with some other people who go to chiropractors, and my back hasn't been hurting in months. I don't remember what back pain feels like.
And that's got to feel really pretty good with the crazy stuff that you do all day long.
Yes, now I have the freedom to do whatever I need to get done throughout the day.
And you started with us. You were here for 3, maybe 4 weeks.
Yes.
And then you went back home.
Yes.
And back home for Boats is to South Africa. And how did the back do while you were away from care for a little while? And was there anything that kind of flared up a little bit? Or when you were in South Africa, was everybody like, I can't believe how mobile you are and the things you're now able to do?
It was more of the latter. I went home for vacation, so work wasn't really much of it, so I wasn't putting too much strain on my back. But I was playing golf, 2-3 times a week, and my back, again, never hurt. I felt like I was hitting it pretty good, so I had some good mobility. Even with 5 weeks of no chiropractic care, I was still doing good by the time I got back.
Great. And then Boats came back. That was probably February time frame?
Yes, late January is when I came back, and obviously when I got back to work, that's when my back started to, I haven't been working for a couple of weeks. Now I start putting some more strain on everything, and then it started to hurt again, and I came back.
So Boats is now a true believer of chiropractic, and during the course of care, it's not just been chiropractic. There have been exercises and stretches that we've given you, and
Yes.
you're fairly faithful with getting those done, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what other lifestyle changes have you made because of chiropractic?
So I have changed my diet very dramatically. I try to limit as much sugar intake as possible, help get my weight down. Because obviously, I think weight hasn't. If you're having more weight to carry, that's going to put more strain on your back.
Oh, absolutely. There's a tremendous thing that goes on with your spine with what are known as factored load weights.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, whatever weight you're weighing is roughly 75% of that is what is the basic factored load weight when you're just standing.
Yes.
And as soon as you start to bend and twist, okay, that factored load weight will increase 6 times.
Uh-huh.
So let's say you're a 200-pound male, okay, and you've got 150 pounds of factored load weight on you. As soon as you bend over, that 150 pounds is multiplied by 6. So we're already, just you bending over is 900 pounds of pressure on your back.
Yeah.
And then whatever you're picking up, okay, that weight, let's say it's a 30-pound rock or whatever that you've got to move, that gets factored in as well. So as you bend over to lift that, that's not a 30-pound rock. That's factored by 6 times as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got 180 pounds on. So it's very, very quick that all of a sudden you've got over almost 1,100 pounds of pressure being applied to your lower back. And if you're not doing those exercises and stretches and you're not watching what's going on with your diet and getting down to what I would call a fighting correct weight for your particular size and where you're at being an active male, it can very easily take a toll on your lower back, where if I was to try to pick up 1,100 pounds, I'm strong and I'm fit, but there's no way I'm going to handle 1,100 pounds. I mean, I can't deadlift that amount of weight, but when you stop to think, that is what your back is doing multiple times a day on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
You are very much vulnerable for having lower back pain and problems. And the fact that in such a short period of time you've committed to what we call the chiropractic lifestyle, or what has been now co-branded as the 100-year lifestyle, where you're focusing not only chiropractic as a treatment protocol, but adopting more of the chiropractic lifestyle, where you're exercising, you're watching your nutrition. I'm sure you're paying attention now to the importance of sleep and rest in terms of how that helps your body repair.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you know, we tend to sacrifice sleep a lot, but it is sleep where we are not active that our body has the ability to take the time to repair and heal. I'm sure you're watching your posture a whole lot more.
Yes.
Okay, and Boats has always had a great attitude from the moment that he's come in, but I'm sure that people around you notice that Boats has got a really great attitude, especially now that his back's not sore.
I'm making a lot more new friends.
Okay.
Which is fun.
Okay, so, you know, adopting the chiropractic lifestyle is one of the things that we encourage all of our patients to do at Schooley's Mountain Chiropractic Center. And in such a short period of time, Boats has made such great progress in our practice. I can't thank him enough for being a great practice member, okay, participating full out with his care and adopting the lifestyle. And Boats, is there anything as we end this interview, and we're going to go and get you adjusted in just a moment, that you would care to tell anybody else about your chiropractic experience? And if there anybody out there with any fear or trepidation about chiropractic, how would you surmise chiropractic in our offices as we've exposed it to you that would take away those fears and allow them to open up the possibility to a different life and a different lifestyle through chiropractic?
So yeah, I think the way you do things here is really great. You have a way of explaining what's going on, why I'm feeling certain things in a way that I understand it. Which some of my family members have been to chiropractors before, and they said okay, they felt better, but they have no idea what just happened. They don't know how it works. I understand what's going on with my own body better than I ever had.
Thank you. We work extremely hard to let people understand what's going on with them and how we do things here at Schooley's Mountain Chiropractic Center, because if you know what we're trying to accomplish and why we're trying to accomplish it, we form a much better team together. And it is a healthcare team. I mean, I can point you in a direction and moving you north, say, so to speak. But if you've got your heart set on moving east, west, or south, we are never going to arrive at the same destination together at the same point in time. And so if we're on the same team, we're creating a great team, we communicate well with each other, and you understand the principles of what we're trying to do, you become compliant, you get great results. And the other thing that we do here at Schooley's Mountain that is maybe a little different from a lot of other practices, we use 6 different techniques in the practice. And with those 6 different techniques, you know, one of the things we explain to Boat's first visit as well as on his report of findings visit is, I will practice very much the Goldilocks theory of chiropractic, which means if I am too hard or too aggressive with Boat's, he's going to get one reaction, which is like going into the gym, working out, and coming out that I can't move the next day. That typically is not going to motivate a patient to want to stay with chiropractic. Yet on the flip side, if I am too gentle, okay, and I'm being very gentle and easy with my approach, Boats may sit there and go, well, he's a really great guy, seems to be very well educated, but is he doing anything for me? So we try to use the approach of it can't be too hard, can't be too soft, but we want to make it just right so Boats and other patients understand that things are moving, things are shifting, and things are happening within the body, but in such a manner that it is not going to be so gentle that you don't feel like anything is happening, and it's not so hard and aggressive that you feel like you're getting beaten up every single time you come into the office. So again, a little bit of a difference of our philosophy in terms of how we do things. And the other premise that we work on is very, very much old style Disney. So I went down to Disney. I did this whole thing through Disney Institute and Backstage Disney a couple of times. And I learned about happiness and being responsive to your guests. And we try to implement that where we try to make sure that every time a patient comes in, we are ensuring not only health, but happiness for them. And I think Boats would agree that I've got a really friendly staff. They're very engaging. Everybody's job here is to try to make you laugh, smile, or giggle at least a little bit.
Every time.
Because we know that as soon as Boats is smiling, laughing, or giggling, the tension that is either physical from what he's been doing on the farm or anything that's been going on with guests or customers that are at the barn, anything that's going on with other workers on the farm that might have been agitating or irritating you. If you're coming in tense, it's going to be a different experience in our office than if you're relaxed and happy and things are going well and you have that momentary, I can breathe and let everything relax. The adjustment goes pretty easy.
Yes.
And hopefully in the next couple of moments, we're going to transition from the couch over into the adjusting room and get Boats adjusted. And you get a sense and a feel for how we approach not only Boats, but a lot of members in our practice family in terms of what makes us a little bit different and unique. So for everybody that's out there, if you've seen anything in our conversation with Boats, you know, you guys are always welcome to shoot us an email at smcc4u.com. More than happy to have comments or responses that we can do through email. You're always more than welcome if you're in the Hackettstown area to pop in, visit our office, see the things that we're doing here. And if anything has motivated you to want to consider chiropractic, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share with friends and family so that, again, not only can we help chiropractic grow here in Hackettstown and at Schooley's Mountain Chiropractic Center, but it is our goal and mission that we spread the word of chiropractic, because chiropractic, again, is not a treatment, but it is more a lifestyle that once you start to adopt it, pain goes away, things get corrected and stabilized, and then you get to the point where your body is actually thriving and growing, which is known as tropic care, which is if we can get more people involved with wellness-oriented care, we change the face of healthcare, not only locally and in the United States, but we change the look of healthcare around the world. So thanks for listening today, and Boats, thanks for coming down and having a short interview with us. Let's go get you adjusted.